Hey y'all, well, last time you saw me here in my last video, I was doing the video while taking fire. So hopefully that won't happen again this time, but if it does, I came prepared to return fire. So hopefully that won't be an issue this time. Instead of taking cats, I was taking fire. But in any case, Kenobi and I here are going to tell you what's going on with the Appalachian Trail. So let's go ahead and dive right in, Kenobi. What do you say? All right, Kenobi. All right, so we got Waffle and Hawkeye. They have set out on their adventure, and they are doing their do-over hike. They did Georgia through New Jersey in 2019, and that's when Hawkeye was only 13 years old, so they are starting all over again. So we're looking forward to them getting together and completing their through hike. Blue and Drifter, they're doing about 10 miles a day, and they are somewhere north of Franklin. Sent us in a picture here, a muskrat shelter here, and you can tell that the conditions have been pretty difficult for through hikers starting this early. They've had a lot of snow up in the mountains of North Carolina and Georgia, and so it's been tough going out there for them. And they should be somewhere around the knock, and they are saying that there's still very few hikers that they're seeing out there on the trail. Night Shift, he is attempting a calendar year Triple Crown. So if you don't know what that is, basically that is doing all three of the long trails in the U.S. So that's AT, CDT, Continental Divide Trail, and the PCT, the Pacific Crest Trail. So he's going to try to do all of those in the same calendar year. So he has started his no-bow hike on the AT on the 31st, or correction, on the 23rd, and he is already going into the Smokies on the 31st. So he is really getting it. He said he hiked 5 straight days in the rain, and finally, after about a week of hiking with no sun, did he finally have some sun. He did say that 100% of the water sources that are marked on far out from Springer to Fontana Dam, all of those are running great. So you don't have to carry near as much water as you've been carrying if you've been carrying 2 liters. He said it's been extremely foggy, which has affected his visibility at night. So maybe he's having to hike at night in order to get everything done in the calendar year. Of course, that's probably where he got his trail name from, Night Shift, right? But he says it has been causing some issues, just affecting the visibility at night. He said the snow from Franklin to Albert Mountain was tough, anywhere from 3 to 12 inches. So that can be really tough to hike in that. Anytime it gets really above your ankle, and you know, of course it's all slick anyway, but it starts weighing in on you, picking it up on your shoes, and just harder to trudge through when it gets anywhere over your ankles. He sent us in this photo here at the fire tower there at Albert Mountain, and so appreciate him doing that. He said that the tower was totally covered in ice when he was there. And that he also followed some bobcat tracks for about 3 miles after the knock coming into Fontana. Night Shift right now is currently, his social media is not on our support list or on my support list. So hopefully I've reached out to him and he'll be putting that on there shortly. Triple One, he's made it to the knock and he's heading into the Smokies, and he sent us this video.
Good morning, Ramdino. It's Matthew here. It's Thursday morning, February 1st, 2024. You asked for a little bit more of my face in these videos, so here you go. I am currently at the NOC getting ready to head out towards Fontana Dam. I got my Smokies permit printed for hopefully the 7th, so we shall see. Doing well so far. It took me a month to get here, and I'm not complaining. No knee injuries, no foot pain. Not in a hurry, nowhere to be till they decide to close Katahdin. So as long as I get up there before October, I'm in good shape. But everything's going well. Wanted to say hello and thank you for everything you do. And it's a little misty this morning, but I don't think we're expecting too much more bad weather for the next couple of weeks. So got my fingers crossed. Have a great day.
Thanks, Triple One. Appreciate that video. Appreciate the information there. I told him that he needed to show us a little more of his face, and boy, he brought it to us, didn't he? So anyway, Triple One, looking forward to that, and looking forward to what's going on in the Smokies. 5 Stack, he is completed up to Newfound Gap in the Smokies, where they were like the last folks out of the park, caught a ride there at Newfound Gap into Gatlinburg after dark. And they were the last folks out of the park before they shut down the road leading from Gatlinburg and entrance there up to Newfound Gap. He said before that, and really before the knock, they had run into some snow there at Rufus Morgan. And the Rufus Morgan, I'm surprised they stayed there because that's only like a mile and a half trail south of the knock. So usually people don't stay there; they just go on in the knock. But anyway, he said with the new snow falling and everything, that it was there was some tough going. They had been 2 days with him and others that hiked from 6 to 8 inches with a lot deeper drifts. He said it was harder, but the going was manageable. And on the worst day, they could only manage somewhere around 6 miles. He also mentioned that he knows conditions can change fast up there, but folks need to be prepared, bring enough supplies to last longer, particularly when you're at Fontana heading into the Smokies, because you're starting to get at elevation, and the last thing you want to do is have to wind up spending the night or a couple nights like hikers have in the past up in the privy or the restroom up there at Newfound Gap. And he gave us kind of a gear rundown to kind of tell us how that's been working out for him. So he said the gear that he's had is got a 400 wool base layer. I'm not sure what that means, 400. But anyway, he's got a 400 wool base layer. He's got down pants, down booties, down jacket. He's got a synthetic jacket from Enlightened Equipment, an alpaca mid hoodie, sealskin socks, an Arc'teryx severe weather jacket, Tamaris cold weather gloves, and so I'm counting like 3 jackets that he's got there now. So he had, I hope, he says he's had no issues with any type of cold weather, so I hope not with all that clothing. He's got about 5 pounds just of clothing right there. But anyway, said the snow wasn't an issue, it just makes it for longer walking. He does have a quilt that is overstuffed with 950. Said it's extra wide and long, so he's got no drafts. So he has come prepared for that. So that's good. He's come prepared for that, prepared for the conditions he's experiencing out there. No rush. He's gotten started. Kenobi, you want to get in on this? So no rush. He's gotten started. He said when he got started, it was 27 degrees, and he was number 71 out there when he started from the approach trail down at Amicalola Falls State Park on his way up to Springer. And then we've also got Fortune, who's on our list. He's gotten started. So all those folks that have gotten started there, congratulations to them. Thanks for reporting in. If you're out there on the trail, we'd love to have your updates. The hiker community would love to know what's going on with you out there. So just send me those updates through my email or through Instagram message or Facebook message, and all those are down below in the description section where you can send those to me. And if you're not on our list, there's also a link down below where you can put yourself on the list. And if you want to know who's on the list, if you're part of the hiker community following folks, that link is down below as well. Now, we did have one guy or one hiker that got off since he got on trail, and that was Warhammer. He had to get off. Looks like he made it somewhere close to the border. I'm not sure about that, but anyway, he said an old injury flared up, and he wound up with a partial tendon tear in his shoulder from an old injury. And he said therapy and possible surgery are going to be necessary, but he hopes to be back January 1 of 2025. He did say it was cold out there, but it was still beautiful. So sorry you had to get off there, Warhammer, but looking forward to you coming in next year. So starting this week from our support list, we've got Trax, Bubba, FTK, 5 AM, Paula Lama, Boomer, and Jim Chrisman. So all those folks on our support list, they're down there, and you can go and check out their social media and follow them along, give them a just a attaboy, or attagirl, or attathey throughout the whole course of their trip as they are heading north. So I checked with the Amicalola Falls State Park down there at the Visitor Center, and as of this afternoon, around right around noon, we had 101, and this is Sunday. We'd had 101 folks that had stepped off. So there'll be some more people stepping off today, but we are into triple digits now. And then also registrations, we've got those now. So registrations were up Nobo 103. So we are up to 1,874. Nobo hikers were up 9 on flip-floppers, up to 90, and we're up 4 Sobo registrations up to 54. So that gives us a total up from 1,902 Last week we are now up to 2,018 hikers that are registered for their hike. And then just to give you some historical figures of what's been occurring with the registrations this time of year each year for the years that I'll mention here. Of course, this year we're at 2018. Last year, and this time, the 1st of February, we were at 2,472. In 2022, this time in February, we were at 2,937. And in 2022, 21, we were at 2,613. In 2020, we were 1,760. So we went up there, and now we continue to go down. So that trend continues for us to go down. So if you like what you've been hearing so far, give me a thumbs up or leave a comment. Really appreciate that. One thing that really helps if you'd go out and share this channel with other folks out there that are like-minded, that are in the community. We want to reach as many folks as we can because we want to build the hiker community. The more people we got that are supporting these thru hikers, the more people go out there and comment and just help them throughout their whole hike. So we have a Trail Angel list that is only available to people that are out there thru hiking, and these are Trail Angels that have contacted me and said, hey, we'll be glad to help out thru hikers free of charge wherever they are on the trail if they're in our area. And so we had a couple people that added themselves to us this week. That was D Dragon and Regina McCoy. Sorry if I mispronounced that, Regina. And then, of course, we got Whispers. He's our northern correspondent, but he's also a Trail Angel out there. And so if you're a thru hiker and you need access to that list, I'll need to vet you out in some way, shape, or form. So certainly if you're on my support list, I'll know that you're a thru hiker, but otherwise you'll need to send me a picture with you and your bag tag or your social media, something like that, that I can know that you're not somebody out there just wanting to get access to the list just for nefarious reasons. But if you are a Trail Angel and you want on that list, then send me your name and your contact information and what areas that you cover that you'll be glad to help people in. And typically a Trail Angel is on this list is somebody that'll shuttle people back and forth into town if they need to get into town, particularly in an emergency, maybe bring them some food out to the trail or a resupply to the trail. Things of that nature. Of course, resupplies, nobody expects you to do that free of charge. And really, hikers, they don't expect you to, or a lot of them don't expect you to give them a shuttle free of charge. I know that when I've hitchhiked into town or gotten a shuttle from a Trail Angel, I've always offered to pay. And if it's a Trail Angel, then they typically turn that down. But in any case, doesn't hurt to ask. So some news we got out there before we get into that. Just in time for Valentine's Day, over at my merch channel, I've got some Valentine's Day mugs out there for folks that if you want to send that to one of your loved ones, then I think that's pretty neat to share the trail and just to remind folks of while they're having a nice cup of joe or hot chocolate or something like that, share that and just remind yourself of the mountains and what you enjoy doing, getting out there in God's creation. And then also, we've got the Leapfrog Cafe. They are in full fundraising mode. So over there on the merch channel, I've got some coffee mugs for the Leapfrog Cafe as well as t-shirts. And a portion of that, the money we raise for that, will go to the Leapfrog Cafe for his fundraiser. And then if you just want to support him directly, there's a link all the way down at the bottom of the description where you can get to Fresh Ground's Facebook page. And there he's got just a plethora of ways that you can go and send him some donations to help him out. And all your donations are tax deductible. Fresh Ground is a 501c3 ministry, or the Leapfrog Cafe is rather. And so that is something that's tax deductible that you'll be able to if you choose to do that when you support him. I'd asked last week, I had taken a poll amongst the hiker community and people on my channel, my subscribers mainly, and asked you about what your opinions were on thru hikers that, particularly thru hikers that, every time it rained they got off the trail, or every time there was bad weather coming, or even thru hikers that slack pack. And there was no judgment in that. I just wanted to know what the hiker community, how y'all felt about that, if that was a true thru hike or not. And so overwhelmingly, everybody responded. About 85% of you said that hike your own hike. So as long as you walked every step on the trail, every mile of the trail, then everybody felt like that was a true through hike. No matter how, if you platinum blazed or you stayed in shelters or stayed in a tent every night or not, no matter if you came in from bad weather or slack packed, it didn't matter as long as you walked every mile of the trail. And that's the way I feel about it. I have gotten off the trail for bad weather before personally. I have, and I'm just a section hiker. I have gotten off the trail to, or not gotten off, but slack packed before. So all those, to me, I count all those miles. So glad to see how everybody felt about that, and thanks for participating in the poll, and thank you for all the comments and everything that most people put in. They were overwhelmingly positive, so I greatly appreciate all that. So ADCO, which is the Appalachian Trail Kickoff, that typically happens down at Amicalola Falls State Park the first weekend in March, and ADCO has been replaced by Gateways. So not sure why they changed it. Looking at it, it looks like the same celebration that there always is. So March 1 is a big day, and the trail is maxed out this year for March 1 when a lot of folks hike and or start their hike. And so that is a gathering of the hiker community down there. There'll be some vendors, and there'll be a lot of people camping out. Some people stay up in the lodge, but there'll be campfire, and of course some people bring food, and occasionally you'll have somebody that's feeding the masses out there. But in any case, it's just a good time for the hiker community to get together, whether you're actually a through hiker or a section hiker or day hiker, it doesn't matter. Everybody's welcome to that, and so looking forward to that. This year it's been hosted by the Georgia Appalachian Trail Club. So typically it's hosted by the state park down there. And I'm not sure why the Georgia Appalachian Trail Club has taken it over. It may be because the state park just, they don't have anybody right now that can do that. So I'm glad, if that be the case, that the Trail Club has stepped up and is doing that. So looking forward to seeing people. A lot of people do videos and stuff from that gathering down there, so looking forward to doing that. And then I had a question from CM My Game Life, is a subscriber, and they asked, how do you become a trail angel? Well, it's really simple. A trail angel can be anything from somebody who goes and just out of the back of their car, they put drinks, sodas, crackers, snacks, whatever. Some people actually just put coolers out, and they don't actually man it, which is discouraged because one, there could be trash that gets around everywhere, but two, an animal could come out and just destroy whatever you've set out, and then that creates an issue for leave no trace. But people do that, and they're trail angels. And then there are trail angels who just come out and give people rides. Me, I don't consider myself a trail angel, but I don't live near the trail, and so this is how I do trail angelist type of things, by one, supporting fresh ground, and two, by doing these videos every week. So that's kind of what I do as far as a trail angel, although I don't consider myself a trail angel because I'm not actually out there on the trail. But any of those things can count for being a trail angel. And when I say count, I mean we would consider you a trail angel. Anybody that goes out there and helps not only through hikers but section hikers, like Fresh Ground. His main goal is for through hikers, but you could be just somebody who just walks up and Fresh Ground's going to feed you. So all those folks are trail angels. Then I had a lot of y'all ask and express concern about the rifle shot that came in last week while I was doing this, and the round impact that happened within feet of where I was. So here it is. If you don't, so you don't have to go back and look at the other video. Okay. The end of January 1st, and that was close. I think that's on my property, and I'll be back here in just a minute. So I want to show it to you again, but before I do, I want to show you how you can hear it. So you hear the rifle shot, and before you hear that, Daisy's sitting over here, and Daisy's my wife's doodle dog. So watch Daisy. Daisy looks in the woods where she heard something. Then the shot goes off, and she looks in that direction of the shot, and then the round impacted somewhere right up here around the camera because it registered on the camera on the microphone. And so watch Daisy as she looks that way till the shot goes off, and then when it impacts very close to here, she looks back up here. Okay. the end of January 1st, and that was close. So that's pretty scary. Looking at how the time coding was, it sounded like a 22 to me. Looking the way the time code was on it, whoever shot it was within 200 to 300 feet away from me, so less than the length of a football field. So that's pretty freaking scary. I think somebody like that is shooting at me or my dog on purpose. Daisy is the color of a deer, but nobody in there that's worth a hill of beans as a hunter would mistake her for a deer. So in any case, I came prepared today. Fortunately, getting close to the end of the video, and I didn't have to worry about it. All right, folks, survive this one. As always, appreciate you, and we'll see you out here.